What you're about to watch is a tutorial on how to beat the game without taking any damage. Feel free to use any of the strategies, but listen to the detailed commentary before trying them on your own. Hello everybody, this is a no save no damage runoff.
Resident Evil.
Getting the worst ending with Chris Redfield on Real Survivor mode. So Real Survivor mode is basically the same as hard difficulty, with two main exceptions. You don't have auto aim enabled, and the item boxes are not linked. To be honest, the auto aim is not a big issue. We will get used to that very easily. The biggest issue is the item boxes are not linked, and most with Chris, because Chris has less item slots. So for Chris, you just go to the first zombie, you encounter the infamous first cutscene, and then you go back to the main hall, and then you can pick up the handgun, and then you have to go back again to the same hallway. The zombie will change his position, so don't worry about him. And I really like this skin, man. It's like, I think it's from one of Brad Pitt's movies, if I'm not wrong. Pretty cool skin, to be honest. And also has the logo from Claire's jacket on the back of the shirt. But anyway, just make the curve as perfect as you can right there. Do not take a wide curve or the zombie can grab you. Go and pick up the handgun and then stand up behind the statue. And by doing that, you will lure the zombie to you, but the zombie, if he tries to grab you, like on this occasion, he will always miss because you are behind the statue. Some other times he will be very docile and he won't try to grab you. But for both RNGs is the same. You have to wait until there's enough space between the zombie and the hallway and you can go around him. So with Chris we cannot take the luxury to kill both zombies, so we just have to kill the first one. It's mandatory to kill the first one. And when the zombie make that noise, it means he's dead. And the second one, just make him fall down. But sometimes you will get lucky and you will shoot a crit and you will decapitate him. I'm not really sure. No, I didn't. So just make him fall down and then go around him. Be careful to not pass through his head or he will grab you. Pick up the shotgun and then get out. But wait until he stands up. So when he starts standing up, you can just leap. We have to leap and reset the room because we will reset the spawn place of the zombie by doing that. And in order to not aggro that zombie anymore, you just have to stick close to the right wall. So the zombie will never aggro when you are entering the crypt. Also, I'm playing on simple Chinese language because it's the fastest language that you can scroll the text. Just because of that. It's not like on the classic will give you any kind of advantage in the game. The game it's the same, it's only about the speed of the text. Because I make a lot of attempts to get these runs. I also was trying to find some little tech I can use to speed up the run, you know. But this is not a speed run, by the way, so speed is not like the main goal for this run. The main goal is not taking any damage. So staircase down, then go to this room. The only reason we come to this room is because there's a dagger. And with Chris, the first section, it's like kinda tough. I'm sorry if you hear sirens in the background, I don't know what happened. But anyway, yeah, it's very tough because you have to kill 2 more zombies with the handgun. And maybe for the last one you will be out of ammo and you will have to knife him to death. So the dagger will be pretty handy for if that happens. And also you will notice that there's a lot of backtracking with Chris at the beginning of the game. So this zombie kill him with the handgun as well. And believe it or not, to this zombie you will not always, but at least like 80% of the time you will have a crit chance on him. It's like very common to crit him. So Chris doesn't have the lockpick. And in order to open all the doors that Jill opens with her lockpick, Chris needs small keys. So that's why we came to the kitchen. When the cutscene ends, just move, go around the table, do not waste time, or the zombie that is on the floor will change his position and he will grab you when you are doing this dodge. Then just staircase up and go back to the main hall and go to the second floor. So another important thing with Chris is that you have to use the keys on all the doors. You have to use it, so you will able to discard them, and you will have to visit an item box to leave the key. So that's why we came first to this door. Just use the key and then continue. By doing that, we will be able to discard this key on the next room. Also remember, this zombie is right here on the other side of this hall. It's not a hallway, I don't know how is it called. But anyway, right here, stand up, equip the handgun, and start shooting the zombie. You have more than 15 bullets, so it's more than enough to kill him with only the handgun. Because I have like a crit with the zombie in the hallway downstairs, so I was very lucky, to be honest. Right here you can see if the zombie didn't go upstairs, you can just continue. But if the zombie is not on the stairs, you have to reset the room. And zombies always vomit on the stairs, so that's why they lower their hands. That means they won't grab you, they will vomit. As long as you staircase, you should be fine. Right here you pick up the broken shotgun, then the hand grenade, and leave. Once you pick up the broken shotgun, the zombie that is on the other room, not this one. So this is a bad RNG because the zombie wasn't on the stairs, but this is the most common RNG. Just use a defense item, it's completely fine. But some other times he will be on the stairs and you can just staircase up and you will, of course, avoid the vomit. So this zombie, as you can see, he changed his position. That happens when you pick up the broken shotgun. So he will be always on that position when you enter to this room. And because he's on the other side, we can take advantage and start pushing the statue. And the blue gem will give you shotgun shells later in the game. Staircase down, and then we can continue with this hallway. So I forget about mention this, when you pick up the dagger, do not continue on the hallway. So just go back, because if you continue, there will be dogs on this time you come to this hallway. We need a small key to the chemical room, my chemical romance. So just examine the bathtub and then go back to the bathtub after the cutscene and leap. When a zombie is on the animation of standing up, he cannot grab you. Also when a zombie is on the animation of falling down. It's exactly the same as on the classic. There's a lot of things, like in terms of gameplay and how the game works between the classic and the remake. Like for example, resetting rooms works exactly the same. The HP values also kinda the same. The animations that I mentioned before, and some other things like that. So with Chris it's not possible to just pick up the shotgun, so because no one will save you like with Jill. So it's mandatory to pick up the broken shotgun. Right here, stick close to this wall, rotate a little, aim up, and decapitate the zombie. That zombie will always get decapitated because the first shotgun shell of the game will always decapitate a zombie, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which zombies. But after that, the shotgun has a chance of decapitating enemies. There are some enemies that have more chance to be decapitated. There are some other enemies that are less common to be decapitated, and there are even some things that you can do in order to increase those chances. One of those things is using a dagger to be exact, not a hand grenade, because of course the hand grenade will always decapitate the zombie. So use a dagger and then aim up and shoot. Or you can wait until the zombie makes the grab animation and then shoot him in the head. Believe it or not, that increases tremendously the chance of decapitate the zombie. I walk on that camera change to see where is the zombie, because that zombie can be far right, far left, or he can be in the middle of the hallway. If he's in the middle of the hallway, of course, shoot him in the leg or use a defense item, that's up to you. And always remember to enter from this part of this room or the zombie will grab you. So for the dogs, equip the shotgun, use the dog whistle and stand up right in this corner and aim directly. It's not necessary to aim down. When the dog is in front of you, shoot him, pump cancel, and shoot him again. That's a pump cancel, by the way. The pump cancel is a cancellation of the recoil of the weapons and only works with the shotgun and with the grenade launcher. And also only works when you... or when Chris uses the shotgun on his... fuck, I forget how to say this word. The middle of his body, because on boss's fight, except on the Crimson Head, Elder Crimson Head boss fight, Chris will raise the shotgun on his shoulder, like on his chest. And when the character does that animation, the game doesn't allow you to perform the pump cancel. But that only happens with Chris. With Jill, that doesn't happen. So, by any chance, you didn't decapitate the zombie in the hallway that we will visit right now? Bring the canteen with kerosene. Because he will become a Crimson Head, and there's a big chance he will become a Crimson Head after you make the piano puzzle. And he can be a real problem right there. So right here, just pick up the blue gem and continue with the game. So all the item management is perfectly calculated to not have to make a lot of stops on item boxes. On this room there's a dagger. I don't care about the dagger, so that's why I just use the key. It's important to use the key so you will be able to discard it later. After Richard's cutscene, you have to backtrack all the way. Right there, I was forgetting that I didn't have to go from that place. Then I remember. Because that zombie will grab you immediately on the camera change, so... it's not like you have a lot of chances to avoid him. If by any chance you want to avoid him. So, this zombie that is on the stairs, sometimes he won't be on the stairs. It's very rare to happen. He can be like below the stairs. So keep in mind that, but after you pick up the serum, he will change his position and he will be right here. What I like to do is, well, I'm gonna kill him, but you can also disable him by shooting him in the leg. But now that I'm thinking better about it, it's like really good to just kill him, because you will come back to that hallway one more time and you will use one more shotgun shell if you want to disable him. So maybe that's why I just decided to kill him. Like wasting the same amount of shells, so why not do it? By the way, the zombies right here cannot grab you, because they have to end the animation of standing up. So don't worry. I think they didn't even have like a hitbox, so they cannot like body block you, but I never tested, so I cannot say that for sure. So the white tiger only gives you Shadow Shells with the blue gem, and it gives you the first ammo disc of the game with the yellow gem. The red gem, it doesn't work with the white tiger. The red gem on the remake, it's for another item, so don't try to use it right here. So the itchy tasty room. Just equip the shotgun and shoot him in the leg. Go pick up the small key, and there's one more zombie. Shoot him in the leg as well. Go around him and leave. There are some rare cases that zombie, that second zombie that I just shoot, he will like make a really weird fall down, and it's possible he can grab you because of that, because he like makes a 180-degree turn fall down. It's very, very weird. After you give Rebecca's the serum, you will get teletransported to the save room. We already killed the zombie, so we don't have to worry about him. By the way to dodge the zombie is always the same. And I say it's always the same because you will come back to this specific part one more time later in the game. So before we go to the second floor, we'll make a little visit to the crypt. This is up to you. It's not mandatory to do this right now. I like to do this right now because by doing this, I will have to visit the item box one more time, and my item excuse me, my item management won't get fucked. And I think it's mandatory, dude, because this is Real Survivor. Yeah, it's mandatory to do this. Yeah, for Real Survivor it's mandatory, because by doing this you will have one item slot free, and that item slot will help you to pick up the handgun and carry it for the guest house. Yeah, it's mandatory for Real Survivor now. I think it better. But anyway, there's a zombie behind that pillar. The way to avoid him is always the same. And kill this zombie. I recommend to kill this one. I got lucky and I just decapitate him. It's okay if you use two shotgun shells. So right here, enter walking. First rotate and walk. The reason I enter walking is because you have to aim to the zombie, and if you enter running, it will be a little harder to aim him, and it's possible he will immediately grab you. So that's why I like to enter walking, and I rotate before entering. Of course, on normal difficulty or hard difficulty, that doesn't matter because you have auto aim, right? But this will help you a lot for Real Survivor, and even if you are planning to make Invisible Enemy. Which, by the way, I have videos about Invisible Enemy. I have No Save No Damage, Invisible Enemy, Worst Ending and Best Ending with both characters. To be honest, Chris's runs were the worst to make Invisible Enemy. But anyway, after you do that, you have to go to the piano room, make a little puzzle and let Rebecca practice. So this works exactly like on the classic. In order to give time or advance the time for Rebecca to practice the song, the only thing you have to do is go to the main hall and then re-enter to the dining room. You only have to do that. And of course, do not forget to pick up the wooden shield.
Chris!
Alright, so Yawn, there are only two things you have to do for Yawn. Move your left stick up. Pick up the crimson, pick up the mask and then move your left stick to the left. And by doing that you will always slide on Yawn's tail and you will just leap. And it's not a Crimson Head mask, by the way. Fuck, I forget that word. My mistake, my bad. And also disable this zombie, man. I don't know, I can English today. This puzzle is always the same, by the way. It never changed. There are some puzzles that are RNG on this game that can be random every time, or are random every time, not can be. There are some others that are always the same. The way out, remember you didn't kill the zombie. But as long as you stick close to that wall, you will always avoid the dodge. Avoid the dodge. Dude, what am I talking? Avoid the grab. Anyway, pick up the golden wasp and then go and pick up the other part of this item. Combine both and then pick up the real wasp. And make the puzzle. So with Chris you have like 1 more second or a second and a half on this part after the wasp revives. It's not like a really tight time that you have in order to live like with Jill. You have a little more time and it's only because Chris throws the wasp to the floor. Also, you have to go to the other room because there's a small key and this will be helpful. Even mandatory, not just helpful. And then go downstairs and you have to pick up the handgun, but I think I will first go... Yeah. I will use the key right here so I can discard this key. And then I will shoot this zombie in the leg or I will let him grab me. Never mind. To be honest, it's not really recommended to let him grab you, because there's a big chance that the zombie that it's coming behind you can grab you immediately after you use the defense item. But I think as long as you run through that zombie immediately, it should be fine, like I did it. And then pick up the handgun and continue. Because I use a hand grenade, of course that zombie is dead, so that's why he disappeared. I didn't cheat. Of course, it's because this is a rare survivor and I cannot retrieve the handgun from the item box on the guest house, so that's why I did all that shit. So as always, there are plenty of strats that you can use for the Crimson Head. There are some even fancy strats that involves a hand grenade. But I will use like the most safe strat and the more consistent as well. As always, you know, I always try to use those kind of strats on my runs. To not get frustrated very easily. So on the cutscene, Chris will always take space between him and the Crimson Head. The cutscene ends, equip the shotgun, quick turn, get close to him, shoot him in the leg. If he falls down, you can shoot him in the floor, then wait until he stands up, he slashes, aim and shoot. Always wait until he slashes, and then aim and shoot. Maybe it looks like I have an auto aim, but I don't. I practice a lot, like the quick turn with the left stick, so that's why I like immediately shoot him. And also sometimes he will tank the shoot in the leg and he won't fall down. So if that doesn't happen, it's like just skip a step from what I did. The main goal is always to keep distance with him before you aim and shoot. And also it's like the Crimson Head kinda staggered himself after his slashes, like half a second or 1 second. That's the perfect window time you have to get space and aim and shoot, and then repeat the same strat. So for the crows or the ravens, you have to run, and when you're in the middle of them, start walking. By doing that, you will never aggro the crows, and then you can start running again. Of course, it's possible to run the whole time, but you have to take like a perfect line when you're in the middle of them. And if you fucked up a little the movement or the line that you're taking, they will immediately aggro, and there's a high chance they will immediately attack you as well. So there's one little thing you can do right here if you want, but it's only if you don't have shotgun shells on your shotgun. You can leave the shotgun right here, because that shotgun is no longer necessary in the game. We will be using the other shotgun from Richard that will retrieve on the aquarium of Neptune. And that doesn't count as damage, by the way, because it's a cutscene. Also, this cutscene cannot be skipped. When you regain control of Chris, equip the Magnum, aim and shoot. Do not move your aiming, just aim and shoot. Then... oh, you can just do it, but you can also unequip the Magnum and then start running straight. So that's very important. When you are with weapons, you start running slower, and when you are without weapons, you run at the highest speed you can run. So that's the main reason I was unequipping all the weapons all the time. The only weapon that that rule doesn't affect is the knife. And for the zombie in the forest, it's always the same, just go around the trees. It doesn't matter which RNG gives you. Even if it gives you like a weird RNG that can be in front of you. Also, the Magnum will always stagger Lisa with just one bullet, so that's why the Magnum is the best weapon you can have for that section. It's possible to perform that same strat with the shotgun, but you need between 2 or 3 shotgun shells, and it's mandatory to pump cancel. I didn't pick up right there the shotgun shells because it can fuck up my inventory. After the cutscene, aim and shoot, then go backwards until the wall doesn't let you go backwards anymore. And when the dogs appears on the camera, shoot. Always wait until the dogs appear. I think I killed both dogs with just one bullet, yeah. Sometimes that will happen if you got like a very good luck. So for the guest house, the only weapon you need is the handgun. So just leave everything else and just maintain the handgun. And also, if you... I tell you after this. On the spiders, the main goal is to go downstairs, pick up the red book, and then leave the room as fast as you can. By doing that, you will avoid weird RNGs with the spider, and you will avoid the second spider that is on this room. This is the best RNG because the spider stays on the door, and he cannot. The spider cannot attack you when it's on the door. But anyway, what I was telling you, if you don't have handgun bullets, that is the most common thing will happen because I have a crit on the mansion. Pick up the handgun bullets that are on the Crimson Head boss fight, so you can reload the handgun. After you pick up this key, lure the zombie inside the bathroom. So just stay here. When he enters, go backwards and just use a defense item. Of course, you can shoot him in the leg with a shotgun if you want, or you can make a strafe. But you have to wait until the door fully closes, because you cannot use the door when it's like on the animation of closing it. So that's why I like go backwards. And I didn't try to immediately let him grab me. So right here, the order you pick up the things, it doesn't matter with Chris, by some reason. It only matters with Jill. So you can pick up first the control key room and then the self-defense gun if you want, because the zombie that is hanging on the roof or on the ceiling will never fall down. But because I'm so used to the Jill routing, I did it just by memory. Oh yeah, and also the main reason we lure the zombie inside the bathroom is because the zombie will never leave the bathroom by doing that. So you have free pass on this bedroom. Alright, so the sharks, after the cutscene, pause, equip the self-defense gun, aim to the right, shoot, then equip the handgun and just aim on the same place that you already aimed, and just keep shooting. It's between 6 or 8 handgun bullets to kill the second shark, sorry, and then reset the room because Neptune can eat you if you don't reset the room. So there are two parts in this puzzle. The first part is always the same. You have to activate the computer that is in the center, then the one on the right and the one on the left, and then go to the other part of the puzzle. That puzzle is random. Can be number 1, number 2, or number 3. If you want to know the exact number, it's on the papers that are on the left of the ladder. I just like to try my luck, and because there are only 3 numbers, so... And then repeat what you did. So go to the right, then to the left, and then to the one on the center. And that's the puzzle. It's always the same. As I told you, the only part that is random every time is this one. But I got really good luck, and it was number 1, so let's go.
Activate emergency drainage system immediately.
There are magnum rounds right here, do not forget to pick those, very important. And you can retrieve the Richard's assault shotgun right here. So the 2 weapons that will be the most helpful ones for Chris will be this, the assault shotgun and the magnum. Of course the magnum is more powerful, but because there's not a lot of magnum rounds in the game, the shotgun will be your best friend. I always go for the electrocution with Neptune because the dodge can be a little risky. It's also consistent, but can be a little risky, so this is 100% safe, so that's why I just go for this. So before we go to the gallery room, we have to make some item management, because we need the magnum for the Plant 42 fight. So it's mandatory to fight the Plant 42 with Chris. Even if you use Vigil with Rebecca, you have to also fight the Plant 42 one phase. So just leave the handgun, it's no longer necessary anymore in the game. Pick up the crank, but I think I will just come back and pick up the other shotgun just for those 2 shotgun shells, but let's see, I don't remember, to be honest. So the Plant 42 fight, it's about learn the sound cues that the Plant 42 makes before opens its core and before try to attack you. Those are the 2 sounds. Right here, pick up the insecticide, do not go like I did, because there's a big chance they can sting you just because doing that. And then leave, do not fuck around on this room and they will sting you as well. When you pick up the map, leave the map, do not press the confirm button. Otherwise, Chris will read a document and the wasp will come through that hole and they will sting you. So as I was telling you, Plant 42 is about sounds. And Plant 42 makes the same exactly sound when it opens its core and when it closes it. So that can troll you a little sometimes, if you are not like paying attention. And also there's plenty of strats as well, but believe it or not, the fastest one is the safest one on this occasion, with the Magnum. And this is just a visual glitch, so it only happens because it cancelled the reading of the white book. So that's why the white book stays on its place. So the cutscene ends, go to the stairs on the left, staircase up, and stand up right in this place. Wait for the sound cue, but the Plant 42 makes the sound when trying to attack as well, so I have to dodge the auto attack. Shoot 3 times, that's the phase 1 of the fight. Then you have to wait for the sound when it opens its core, because right now it's closed. Right now I was able to just shoot if I want, but I didn't because I wasn't sure if it was open or not, so I would just wait for another phase. Plant 42 will always attack after it throws acid, as you can see right now. And in order to dodge the auto attack of the tentacle is always the same. Right there I go to the middle a little because I wanted to know if it was open or closed, so I can certainly know the sound that I have to wait. I think I fucked up? No, I didn't. That's pretty cool, so that's the Plant 42. The strat perfectly performed, it will only take you 5 Magnum bullets. It can be done faster, to be honest. Like, way faster. But I like to do it like more, or the safest way possible. So that's why I take my time a little. And if by any chance you miss a shot, do not use another Magnum bullet. Just kill the Plant 42 with the shotgun after you use 5 Magnum bullets. Now let's see if I will just go to the item box and nah, yeah, fuck that shotgun, dude. Yeah, that's cool. It's only 2 shotgun shells. I thought I was about to go, but I didn't. So because this is worst ending, you can take the luxury to use the Magnum for these dogs on the best ending. You cannot, unless you want to go like take a trip on Mansion 3, but that you will see that on best ending. I won't confuse you right now, so just kill these 2 dogs with the Magnum, and if the second dog doesn't die with 1 Magnum round, kill him with the shotgun. Right here, this is the hardest part of the game in my opinion. Start running, make a curve, stand up right in this corner, equip the shotgun, aim and shoot. Go to the right, go back, aim down and shoot, but I didn't because I think my controller stopped working right there by some reason. But the main strat is to kill the second and the third snake by aiming down and kill them. And the fourth one go around. That was pretty lucky, to be honest, and was pretty risky as well. So right here just pick up both shotgun shells. And then continue with the game. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the tech of going to the jewelry box right now after the first hunter. Let me check, because this is what's saying. Oh yeah, I will use it. So after the first hunter, go to the art room. And then go to the main hall. This is the same thing I use on Jill's best ending. The main reason I do this is because I'll be able to just combine the jewelry box with the red gem later in the game, and I will have like 1 free item slot. And also I will have 1 item free, one free item slot for the blue box. You will see it right now. I think I'm just confusing you by just saying it. So just go to this place, kill the zombie, and pick up the jewelry box. Oh yeah, by the way, the shotgun deals more damage and also has more chance to decapitate zombies as well. Unlike the other one. The hunter is in front of you, but it's okay. Just go directly to the other room. Right here there's one RNG, but before, equip the Magnum, and I think I will just say fuck it now. Yeah. I think I started doing this because I think I was trying to pull off the strat that I used with Jill, and I think I got hit one time and I was just triggered and I stopped doing it. And also because Chris shoot faster the weapons. But the RNG right there is, the first hunter doesn't go backwards. The best thing you can do is you have to go backwards and then shoot, because there's a chance that the hunter can immediately attack you. But with Chris it's like less common that to happen, because you can just shoot immediately and he won't be able to attack you because Chris shoot faster. So I think that's the main reason I started doing that. Besides I got hit, of course. One time. Or maybe several times. So for the spiders, just run and then stick close to the left wall when you are about to face the third one. Sometimes it will give you like weird RNGs and maybe you will look like the spider trying to attack you, but she will never attack if you perform that movement. Because I have plenty of shotgun shells, I just decide to kill the zombies. It's completely fine. Also, it's very important that you save the shotgun shells you pick up on the item box after the hunters. And also the Magnum. That's very, very important on Real Survivor. It's very, very important the items and weapons you leave on which item box. And also right here it's completely fine if you use your shotgun shells until you are only with 4. Because you will pick up right now 6 and you will have full shotgun shells and you'll have to worry about it. But do not use more than that. The worst ending, it's completely fine to pick up the Magnum rounds and also the shotgun shells. And the best ending, unfortunately, is more complicated because you have to backtrack more if you want to pick up the Magnum rounds, so I won't pick up the Magnum rounds on the best ending. So before we go to the red gem, we will go and make a stop on the save room. So just leave any item except the... Oh, you can leave even the jewelry box, I think. But anyway, just leave one item and then go up again and pick up the red gem on the puzzle. So on every ending that you don't have to save Jill, and of course you don't have to pick up the red gem because of that, oh sorry, the yellow gem, there won't be hunters downstairs. The hunters only trigger when you pick up the yellow gem. And yeah, there's plenty of endings that you don't have to save Jill, by the way, if you didn't know it. If you didn't know it, or if you didn't notice. So right here, just make the puzzle and you will have one item, one free item slot. And by doing that, you will have the exact amount of space that you need to pick up all the items you need, and also you won't have to save any other items on the item box right here, because this item box you won't be seated anymore in the game. So just go and pick up the red gem that you left here and continue with the game. But maybe you say right now, but Ares, you don't have an item slot for the blue bug after Yawn fight. I have it because the mansion key that I will use before Yawn fight will get discarded, because I already use it on all the doors that is usable. Completely fine, completely calculated, everything is planned, man, don't worry. So equip the shotgun before you enter to the fight. When you regain control of Chris, start spamming the aim and shoot button. Shoot him 3 times. Then go to this corner and try to shoot him 2 times. I just was able to shoot him 1 time because I was afraid, so I will have to make one more phase of the fight. Run to the camera change, stop on the camera change, aim and shoot 2 times. And then take with space because the Yawn can immediately attack you and it has a pretty disgusting hitbox. So right here, just go around until Yawn raises his head. I think he already raised it, so I can just shoot him 2 times and he's dead. Always wait until Yawn raises his head, because if you try to shoot him directly when his face is on the floor, you won't shoot him. You will just miss the shots, or you will inflict less damage and you won't kill him. And also take into account that you have enough handgun bullets to take the luxury of wasting them. It's a little harder because you don't have auto aim, so you can not like perform correctly like I did it on the hard difficulty. And I think right there, yeah, so this game has a really weird bug, I think it is. But I think it only works with one of the door skip that I was using, because after I was using the Resident Evil 1, I never got those problems anymore. It was like the game likes to stuck in some places. And when that is happening, it's like most common that the game will crash. And I lost a lot of runs because of that. Like I lost runs even at the end of the game because the game crashed and it just closes. It's pretty annoying, but I'm keep testing the other door skip mod, and I think it was because of that, because the other skip mod is working perfectly and the game never crashes anymore. Pretty sure I was like using the 1.2 version of the door skip for these runs. And for the best since the best ending with Chris and Real Survivor, I started using the 1.3 or 1.4, I think, of the door skip mod. But anyway, this hunter, just avoid him, just run straight. Oh, never mind. Yeah, you don't have to touch him because you have to go to the item box. Yeah, this is Real Survivor, sorry. So go for the item box. Leave the shotgun and pick up the magnum, and also pick up the crank and leave both books. Then you have to reset the room, so go to the art room directly, and then re-enter, and you can dodge the hunter. Just run straight and then go directly to the door. The hunter will always scream, and that's the perfect window of time you need to avoid him. So right here, remember we didn't kill the second, third and fourth snake, so you have to be careful about that. When Chris is going upstairs, you can move your left stick to the left and Chris will immediately move, and just stick close to this wall. And after you dodge those 3 snakes, just keep running. The other snakes shouldn't be a problem as long as you keep running. And thankfully you will never visit that section anymore. Maybe it looks easy, man, but it's like pretty hard and pretty annoying, that section, to be honest. I think I lost most of my runs on just that section. Maybe Elder Crimson Head on Invisible Enemy with Chris. So the crank is on Enrico's body, like in a range mode. One hunter will spawn right here, just keep running, go around him. The hunter will always scream like an idiot before trying to attack you. Leave the room and 2 more hunters will spawn on the other room. And this dodge is 100% consistent, by the way. Just stick close to this wall. Then make the curve as best as you can and as fast as you can, and the hunter will always miss the jump. Even sometimes he will lie up some weird RNGs and he will try to attack you, or he will never appear even, just screams. For every case scenario, it's the same. The same dodge, by the way. Right here, it's very important you pick up the flamethrower before you continue. You trigger the boulder cutscene. The game's also stacking again. I was like praying, please man, please do not crash the game. So right there, equip the Magnum and enter to the fight with the Magnum equipped. Right here there are 2 RNGs, but move your left stick to the left, a little to the down, so Chris will make this movement. Hopefully you will have the good RNG. I didn't, but it's okay. So just stay in this place and shoot him 4 times, or shoot the Black Tiger 4 times. It's 100% consistent, by the way, because by some reason if you have the bad RNG and the Black Tiger didn't jump, after the Black Tiger speed acid or attacks, and the Black Tiger will go for you, but it will never try to attack you. It gives you like 3 seconds, I think, and that's enough time to shoot him 4 times. Or shoot the Black Tiger 4 times, excuse me. So there's one hunter outside the Black Tiger stage. As long as you keep running, you should be fine. Right here, leave both cranks. They are no longer necessary in the game. I think the beauty of Real Survivor is how clean your item boxes can be, because you are leaving junk and other item boxes that you no longer need. And as you can see, the dodge is completely the same as on the way in and on the way out on that specific section. This puzzle is always the same, it's always 4, 2, 3, 1, by the way. Alright, so for Lisa's Labyrinth, the main goal is to know the section, so you won't get lost, and know where to spawn Lisa, so she won't cut off your way. On the way out, you have the stairs go down, Liz appears on the left, and then you're good to go. So the second time you enter, there's one little thing you have to take into account. And is that sometimes when you make Lisa spawn on the left, she will try to go immediately to the right. If that happens, just lure her a little. Otherwise, she can be right here, and she can attack you, of course. But that happens very rarely. It's not like it will happen all the time. Remember to pick up the jewelry box and then also dodge the zombie that is on the forest, because it's still in the same place and it's the same way to dodge him. So right here, just run straight. It's 100% safe and consistent. That zombie will always miss the grab, even at 60 FPS and 120. Okay, so do not forget to pick up this emblem. I forget it several times. And then you have to reset the hunter, because the hunter right now it's around the corner on the right. In order to reset his position, just enter to the art room and then re-enter to the hallway, and the hunter will be in front of you. So you have a free way to go to the Spencer's office. Because this is worth ending, we don't need to save Rebecca upstairs. There are 3 items in this room, or in this office: shotgun shells, the emblem, and there's a hand grenade. Right now I just combine the stone ring with the emblem. That will give you one free item slot. And then go to the item box. As I said, then go to the item box. Yeah, that's cool. It's not necessary to go to the art room. Not yet, at least. Because we save both books on this part. We also need the shotgun, so I think I will just leave the magnum. Because it's only 2 bullets. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the magnum and pick up the shotgun shells. That's the best option you can make, or the best decision. Of course, it's possible to backtrack to this part if you really want that magnum with only 2 bullets. But that will only make you waste time. If you are not really focused on the time, that's completely fine, and you can just do that. But I'm pretty sure that the worst part do not having the shotgun, it's Lisa's fight. Because we have to dodge her all the time. But it's not impossible, and it's not like insanely hard to dodge her. Because there are plenty of things you have to take into account to make it like on the safest way. So the fight starts, go directly to the left stone. The first one is always free. Lisa will never jump. Then stick close to the tomb and then wait for the RNG. That's a really good RNG because Lisa is like really behind you and Wesker is shooting her. And that's the goal. That's the god RNG, man. Because Lisa is with aggro on Wesker. By the way, it doesn't matter if Wesker die. And I say it with emphasis because he's not dead, he will appear in the laboratory. So with Chris it's not necessary to take care of your partner, like with Jill, because that won't affect on the ending. Wesker will appear in the laboratory as well. And I say this a god RNG because as you can see, I have like free way to the 4 stones, or the 3 stones are after the first one. Excuse me. But anyway, the things you have to take into account for Lisa in order to dodge her is when she jumps, when she's making the animation of landing, she cannot immediately attack. So that's the perfect window time you have to go around her. The other thing you have to take into account is that when Lisa's staggered, maybe Wesker will stagger her, or maybe you will stagger her with the Magnum or with the shotgun. That, to be honest, I don't recommend to stagger her with the shotgun because it will take you between 2 and 3 shotgun shells. You can also go around her. You can also have 2 options right here. You can dodge all of the zombies, or you can use defense items like I'm doing. Because I have hand grenades, so I will just let all the zombies grab me. But be careful that the zombies are... they doesn't have to be close to you. and that was really cool to watch, to be honest. But you have to be careful to the zombies with the hand grenade on their mouths, or because hand grenades can inflict damage at the explosion of the hand grenades if you are close to the explosion. I think this is one of the only games, one of the only Resident Evil games that the hand grenades can inflict you damage. At least on Resident Evil 2 Remake and 3 that doesn't happen. But I didn't kill the feared zombie, so I'm pretty sure he will be a Crimson Head later. Well, I'll kill him, but I didn't decapitate him. That's what I mean. The login is password. Dude, what am I talking? The login is Yawn, the password is Ada, the second password is Cell. The login is password. And you have to open both B2F and B2F. It doesn't matter which ending you are making, or what ending you are making. And then you have to go upstairs again and just pick up the laboratory key. So right there I fucked up. It's not necessary to pick up that ammo disc. It's completely unnecessary to pick up the ammo disc. So there are shotgun shells behind me, but I think I won't go for them because this is worse ending and I don't need a lot of them. Yeah. It's only necessary to kill the zombie, and the zombie behind you is not necessary because he will despawn after you activate the elevator. So this is kinda hard. Stand up right on the corner of the white arrow, aim and shoot. It's 3 times most of the time to kill this Chimera. I said it's hard because you have to aim. Sometimes it can troll you very easily, and maybe the camera will be like very close to you, or the camera will aggro and will go to the ceiling and will just miss shots. Now there's one more zombie you have to kill. This is the last zombie you will kill in the game, even for the best ending. And make sure you kill the zombie, because not all the time you will decapitate him. And sometimes he won't make the particular sound that zombies make when they are dead, like on this occasion. He didn't make the sound, but he's bleeding on the floor, so that means that he's dead. When you pick up the nitroglycerin, just walk. And it's pretty funny how Chris walks very calm and Jill is like very afraid when she's walking. Chris is like on his house, man. He doesn't give a fuck. Zero fucks given. So you put the nitroglycerin on its place and then you can start running. So Chimeras, it's basically just run. There's nothing else you have to take into account, to be honest. So just run, make a curve, keep running, and then go directly to the other room. My game keeps stucking. Fuck, man. I'm really impressed that the game didn't crash this time, man, because I have like, how many stacks? Like 10 stacks? The whole game. And this Chimera, like almost all the time, will go with you to the door. The Chimera is very gentle. So yeah, it's not like fancy dodges or evades or straps, as you can see. It's only about running. On the save room there are shotgun shells. It will be pretty handy for the Tyrant on the laboratory. But to be exact, you need only 7 shotgun shells to kill the Tyrant. But just in case, maybe I will miss a shot. Alright, so the Tyrant fight starts, quick turn, and then go right to this place, start walking, and wait when the Tyrant appears behind you. Run to the wall, equip the shotgun, aim and shoot 3 times. Do not shoot 4 times, shooting 4 times being greedy. Then take space between you and the Tyrant and shoot him 1 time or 2 times being greedy as well. And then just repeat. And then go back to the same spot. But be careful to not go so fast to this spot again, or the Tyrant can appear in front of you. And the Tyrant is dead. I think I missed 1 shot or 2. No, I think I didn't. I'm not really sure. Anyway, on the worst ending, there's a key on Wesker's body. This is very important to pick up. And yeah, that's it. There's nothing else to... Oh no, I think there's a Crimson Head. Yeah. I think there's Crimson Head, yeah, we will see. I was about to say goodbye. So let's see if the Crimson Head is here. I have a deja vu right here, man. Oh, he's there, dude. I think I jumped from my chair when I saw that, but fortunately I was like pretty safe and I can just keep running. But yeah, this was Resident Evil HD Remaster without saving and without taking any damage, getting the worst ending with Chris Redfield on real survivor mode. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you like, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned. I'm Ares, and I see you next time.
Chris, you did a fine job.